Georgetown, Bill Clinton's mentor, is the British Empire model. Not so much the British Empire itself, though it is now bigger in the banking system than even New York, but the system. You know, it's not the Irish or the Scottish or the English that are bad. It's not the American people that are bad. It's not the Mexican government, the Mexican people that are bad. It's the Mexican government that's bad. It's not the Chinese people that are bad. It's the Chinese government that's bad, because in history, governments tend to be ruthless and controlling, and there's no doubt they're working together to bring in this world tyranny against we the people. So break down the transformation in your lifetime of what the UK has turned into as a warning to the rest of the world, because you were definitely sitting in the Orwellian Airstrip 1, the model for the rest of the globe.
Yeah, we are the airstrip for America and the British cabal to launch their operations around the world. What I've seen in my lifetime is, just in the last 5-10 years, the incredible CCTV control, the cameras all over London. Like, you can't walk around London without getting filmed by at least 300 cameras. And one thing we always try and say to the love police, if they can film us, surely we can film them. If they're going to be tracking us, we can track them. We can bother them. It works both ways. And, you know, we are strong human beings, and we will not accept this total control. And it is a nanny state. It's people trying to tell us what to do. And I personally, Alex, I am a philosophical anarchist. I think government is totally the problem. And the world is awakening now to a point where we will not need these antiquated control system. So as your last caller said, yeah, they're going to throw everything at us now to try and control us and make us scared. You see them crisscrossing the skies with all sorts of nasty pollutants. They're putting all these horrible chemicals in our food or water, but it doesn't help them. Brzezinski is terrified of us. He knows that there is some special quantum force in the universe which will help people if you just do what's right. So what we have is just a few years to kind of try and wake everyone else up. But coming back to your question, what I've seen in the last few years is now we have private police forces. We have private employees with police powers patrolling the streets, the train stations, the airports, and they answer to a corporate boss. And as Benito Mussolini, the Italian fascist dictator, said, the corporate state is the fascist state, and it is very evident in London right now, Alex.
Well, I've got 3 articles today with census workers raping people, attacking people with attack dogs they bring to the door now as part of their petty power trip. Census workers who are convicted pedophiles. The government knew the guy was a pedophile and hired him. More and more of the TSA workers are robbing people, raping women, going crazy and announcing, I'm God, I'm God. Now several of them have just had complete delusions of grandeur, believing they're God. They're also taking all these dumbed down fluoride heads who've been watching television their whole life, who literally have shriveled brains, and giving them power. And that's what's even more sickening about tyranny. It's not just the far-off elitist robbing you, but you've got to put up with lesser men and women who can't get a real job, who are petty. A real man is ashamed to exercise undue power on people and to make people grovel. But petty scum can find a million positions in this archipelago of control freak behavior. And so tyranny is a wonderland of corruption, and then the government with taxpayer money gets to decide what films get made and what the people see. I mean, it's a bunch of scum playing God, and I am just not going to let a bunch of pedophiles with machine guns run my life.
I know, Alex, you're absolutely right about the pedophile thing at the top. It's exploding now in Scotland with a case of a girl with Down syndrome. The Scottish elite, the legal and police and government elite, there was a pedophile cabal abusing a disabled young girl called Holly Gregg.
Well, how many, and we've covered that, but how many Homeland Security state heads have been caught being pedophiles? I mean, we have to understand, how do you get people that'll steal bank accounts, rob, torture, lie, listen to people illegally? Well, because they're criminals. Some are money launderers, some drug dealers, but most of them are perverts. And that's what we face, is a legion of pot-bellied perverts with automatic weapons. But the good news is the police and the military are starting to wake up here. Are you seeing some of the police wake up in your area?
Massively, Alex. The times I get arrested, there's always a few policemen in the station that come to my cell, shake my hand, tell me I'm doing great work, that they are also concerned. There are good people in the military, there's good people in the police, and the job of the Love Police is to communicate with as many police as possible in London, give them hugs, remind them of their humanity, and also remind them what kind of world that they're going to be bringing in for their children and grandchildren. So it's not just a resistance thing, it's also a reminder to people of just how glorious and special they are.
And that we're all humans. We're all humans, and we shouldn't serve the potbellies.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well. Free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cameras, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb Kay's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb Kay.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb Kay was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What have you got to lose? Stop the calls now. Get out of debt and have more money. Get Herb Kay's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 800-822-1291. That's 800-822-1291. 800-822-1291.
If you want to go to the Love Police website, it's the letter C, Veitch.org. We appreciate him joining us. We're going to be taking your calls coming up some in the next segment about political activism, what's happening in the world, any news items you want to mention. I'm going to hit some other news stories as well. We've got some really important news coming up on the financial front in the next hour with a political researcher and a financial author dealing with state banks, taking the power of currency and giving it back to the people, the power of credit. and dealing with some of the state banks around the country. This is a short segment, though. Charlie, we've got a bunch of these videos. We could play them here, but they're all up on your website. The reason I've got you here is that you guys are very effective. Your videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views together, and it's another example of not just We Are Change or the Tea Parties or InfoWar groups or 9/11 Truth groups. It's just anybody can be a leader who's willing to stand up and go out, and now you've had others join you. Now you're not out there alone, and it's gaining steam. Another example of how resistance is